Great.
But yeah, because I think, you know, it's still a subject that not everyone gets. And yeah, someone's walking around in like a shopping center or something. That looks nice. Yeah. But yeah, hope everyone's having a great weekend, all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, structure, right? Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I'm just on my laptop, so everything's going to be a little bit small today as well. But yeah, it's just like stuff, like understanding all of this sort of stuff, right? Understanding, you know, if we come from a top-down perspective. Oh, hold on, let's see how many more people want to join. Yeah, I think that's it for a little while, which is good. Obviously, it's recorded, but yeah, it's just understanding that sort of stuff, right? Understanding that we get like points of structural alignment or points of disalignment, and where and when those happen and why they're significant at those points, right? Like over here, take this for example, right? If we go back to, let's just go back to here, right? And it's understanding it from like that top-down perspective, right? So we have daily bearish structure at this point in time, right? The market has come down, you know, made this, it's a tool to draw with. Yeah, so we've broken this low over here, right? We've come down, we've created this low, we've created this low, we've created this lower high, right? We break this, we come back bullish, right? Break this, break this back, right? So now until we break a significant high, we're not bullish. I mean, here we just about come bullish, but yeah, then that gets wiped out because there's bigger stuff at play here. There's like weekly levels and stuff like that, right? But we've broken this low over here, this, right? And this is why it's important, or this is why like things like this, why I started to classify stuff around like sizes of stuff, right? Because it just gives you some sort of frame of reference, right? Like you can validate something, right? Like it's not saying every single high or low, like we're not going, oh, well, here's a daily bearish break of structure, right? Because like we don't now classify this because it's not formed correctly and it's not large enough, right? This we would classify as a lower high because of the size of it. This we would classify, this we would not classify as a lower swing high, right? It is a lower high, right? But it's not the swing high as far as I understand it, right? You guys are more than welcome to like build your own rules around this sort of stuff as well. But for me, it's just removing that sort of level of discretion, right? So we are bearish on daily here, right? So now we can go up, right? And say, or sorry, go down and say, okay, well, do we get 4H realign with daily bearish, right? So at the moment we're trying to, you know, that diagram I always draw, right? Which is this to this to this to this, right? Sorry, that's not supposed to be there. But yeah, so now, right, this is like, we'll take this as daily structure, right? So now what we're waiting to see is the market realign, right? So this is now our 4H structure, right? So does 4H realign with daily, right? We're waiting to see this break of structure here, right? I mean, we can start trading it from the changes of character, stuff like that, right? That's why we use changes of character and switch, it shifts in order flow because it allows us to see things before we see true structural alignment, right? But the true structural alignment are always going to be the big fucking money trades, right? So now we've seen, yeah, something like this, right? We've seen 4H break a significant low over here, right? We know that this is the significant low because of how we classify structure, right? We have we have a series. So here, our first break of 4H structure is over here, right? Would we classify this as a higher low or not? How big is this? No, so our first swing lows here, then we come and we create this, right? A multiple candle pullback that is over 40 pips in size, right? That's our 4H swing, right? This is all like internal, like these are demand ranges, right? So internal structure. Yes, because of daily being bearish, as I said, we can trade stuff off this, right? But what we've now seen is the true structural alignment here. So we know that in theory, this is not coming back, right? This isn't coming here. This isn't coming here. It's not coming anywhere, right? This is going to fucking hell now, right? So now what we need to wait and see, or what we ideally want to see, is 15M realign with this. In this case, we don't, right? But we see a change of character again, right? So we see the market come up, right? Here's our 4H break. So now what we're looking for is, on this diagram, right? We're looking for 15M because we get bullish 15M structure here, right? So now we're looking for 15M to realign here, right? And when that happens, we're going to get a move like that, right? And you see how it all entwines together, like all the time frames do the same shit, right? And that's like when you're getting in the really, really, really high probability trades, right? So we can see here, here's our 15-minute low, right? Like there's nothing else we could classify. Like even if we tried, there's nothing else we could classify as low, right? It gets taken out here. It's only a change of, well, it's a change of character, right? I would have preferred a break of structure, of course, right? But we've got that bearish sentiment in the market, right? Everyone's like, oh, okay, well, look, we've run the liquidity below this, right? So now we're going to come up here and take this out, take these equal highs out here, blah, 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 right? Missing that bigger picture play, right? The fact that we've just come up and we've done what we just spoke about, right? This, take this out. Now we're going to hell, right? And it's really like, it's so important to understand this stuff. Like if you just understand one concept well, right? Understand this, because it will change the fucking way you trade. Like more than anything else, right? Then we get, we get this internal break here, right? Again, we get like this change of character here. Market tests a high and never comes back, right? It's still you. I mean, if you took that trade, you'd still be in it now. That's a fucking over 600 pip drop, right? And you see how powerful it is. You see how like it just melts, right? It like never returns. Then we come back up to, here. And now all we're doing now, right, is we're looking for that next lower high, right? Like we're just looking for the market to continue this structural play. That's all we're doing, right? We've got 4H bearish, we've got a lower high, so we're just looking for that next lower high here. So we're looking for some sort of alignment. I know this one just leaves, but yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah, like this is the thing with when you're catching these proper like trend trades, right? Look at the moves away. These are the trades we all want to be in. Like honestly, I don't even know why I trade anything else. I guess just because I like trading pretty much, right? But if you really want to do something really, really well, right, understand this concept, even understand it across a couple of pairs, right? 2-3 pairs, and just trade this structural realignment, right? Pro trend. And you're not going to go far wrong. This trade is worth, as soon as you hit here, right? Cool. Like we get in here. Okay, we take an L or we take a BE, right? Get the fuck back in here. As soon as you see those shifts away, like it's the most powerful concept in trading, right? You look again, right? All we've done is we've come down, we've created another lower high here, right? So now we're in this bit of the 4H and we're just looking for this and this and this again, right? Like, so we've seen this up here, right? Now we've seen this here and created another 4H lower high. What's the likely thing that's going to happen? Well, we're going to see this again, right? Like we're just going to see the market move back up, right? We're going to see bullish 15M structure, right? And there's very few places we can really assume, really assume that you know, we'll see shifts in like higher time frame structure, right? And then we're just going to see this again. Like all the market does is it moves up, goes bullish, right? We can see that here, bullish order flow. I don't know whether that's structure, whatever, but we see bullish order flow, right? Continuing, respecting, running liquidity. Okay, we see a structural alignment, but here, you know, we haven't come into this area, which is the whole range, right? So likely we're always going to see these true shifts in structure. So this trade here, likely not going to run that low, right? Normally it will hit the range is what we can say. So we see a continued move down, right? Cool. And then look, market moves back into the range and fucks off, right? And then what happens? Market moves back up, right? Becomes bullish again, right? But all we're seeing again is this, right? We've just seen the market continue to do this, right? It's come down, made a low. What's going to happen? This again, right? And it's going to keep happening until it doesn't, right? And then we're wrong once. That's fine. No, hey ho. All right, market moves back up. We get realignment in order flow up here when we have this little change of character within here, right? Here's our 15M like swing low at this point in time, right? When we break that, like, and yeah, you have to be patient. Yeah, you have to wait, right? You have to wait for a trade that's going to run 1, 2, 300R. You know, that's why, like, when you lot are like, oh, but how do you have patience to hold these bigger trades? Because I know that this is happening, right? And I know I can fuck up a bunch and all of this sort of stuff. I can do, dumb shit like just buy these legs and not even trade this. As long as I'm in up here somewhere, I don't really mind because this trade's still paying me. And this trade likely isn't going to stop paying me until it's met that objective, right? Again, market comes down, trades below the 4H low there, right? Goes back to, some sort of bullishness. Here we get like a weird little rangy pullback type thing, right? Realigns here, and what happens again? Okay, market ranges for a bit, but then funnily enough, off it goes to hell again. Right? Do you see how like powerful this concept is? Like it's literally the only thing that really matters. Yeah, you could literally trade only 15M pro structure. Literally. Right? And you would honestly, I reckon if you just traded this, you'd probably win. Yeah, exactly. Perfect PA for behind me. You know, I mean, you all know me. I'm an idiot. I like trading reversals, right? Don't be me. But yeah, like you know what I mean. Like if you just trade this stuff, trade it across 2-3 pairs. You know, like if you just wait for that, like you will lose 10% of the time, maybe something like that. You know, like all of my trades, all of my L's. Pretty much, right? Yeah, you do take hits getting in pro trend moves as well because you get in early or whatever, right? But yeah, I'd say a good 80% of my L's come from CT trades, basically. Yeah, we're all just little trading crackheads, mate. Basically, we all just get tied into it and fucking find shit being funny. Yeah, exactly that. Like patience. Proper patience. It's just walking away, right? I had a chat with a couple of people over the last couple of days who are saying like, you know, they're really struggling. Like they'll make money and then give it all back to the market, right? It's understanding that, yes, there are opportunities the whole time, right? Of course there are. Are they the right fucking opportunities? You know, it depends how you want to trade, right? Like if you literally took trades like this, right, when everything is aligned, right, your confidence would go up sky high because you'd never take hits, right? And every trade you took would just fucking leave, right? Like you would stop doing all of this dumb shit. You'd stop struggling so much with mindset and stuff like this, right? But it's understanding that you have to leave the screen, right? Yeah, we will, mate. I think that's a good idea, actually. Maybe on Wednesday, we'll do that. But yeah, and like I'll set up like a Notion template or something, and we can actually log everything, like case studies and shit like that. But yeah, like it's so powerful, guys. Seriously. Like it's like and you see what I mean? It's literally this same fucking thing over and over and over and over again. Right? All we see is the market here come up, right? And it's why we classify swing structure like this, right? Because it gives us these rules around, okay, we know this is what we would classify as a 4H swing boss. This gives us a strong high. This high has run liquidity, right? It's formed a V-shaped recovery. We have an extreme level of supply in here. We see a structural shift here. This trade is a trade you want to take every fucking day of the week, right? Yeah, like literally you could like, yeah. I mean, you guys all, yeah, like, you know, all of your progress is insane, but yeah, this concept, right? When you get it right, it's why I rate structure more than anything, right? Because nothing else will give you this clarity in the market, right? If you literally remove every single thing from your chart and just map structure, it's so clear, right? Like, and this is like, you can look at it from like 15M, you can look at it on 4H, whatever, but look, boss, right? Lower high, retested, fucks off, right? Yeah, we have a supply range here, right? I wouldn't classify this as a lower high because it's not quite big enough. It's like 38 pips or something, right? Yeah, get off like the lower time frames as well. That is absolutely key, right? But then we get this lower high, we get a structural realignment here, right? We get shifts in order flow here. You get a lower high, the market goes and dies for a significant amount of time. Right, look, it never comes back to retest this. Say you got in here, right? That trade, you know, and the way we can get in with the 1 pip stop, right? So even if you target, I don't know, whatever, something to the left, I mean, even just to there, right? That's a 1 to 30. You know, if you had, there's a 1 to 200, you know, and yeah, you're not even done at that point, right? The market's moved all the way down there. You know, there's your first ever one to 500. Yeah, limits I don't agree with either. But yeah, like I hope all this sort of shit makes sense to you. Sometimes I don't explain it, but yeah. After your PT, it's all like, so here, right? My first target, say I got in this trade, right? Like I would be looking at initially, right, taking out a major point of liquidity, right? And then thinking, okay, well here, right, like I wouldn't want to be holding this full volume in this pullback, right? This trade would already be partial. I'd probably have like 50% after we took out like this point of, you know, these relative equal lows here, right? I'd be thinking, okay, cool. That is major partial zone, right? I'd probably take some profits below this low, right? But you're always like, essentially when you're looking at pro trend trades, right? We're looking at, say, and it's important to understand positioning as well, right? It's important to understand, like, this is why we have all that stuff in the flow chart about where you are within the range and all of this sort of stuff, right? But say we get in up here somewhere, right? And you're pro trend and pro HTF trend as well, right? Your first partial zone should always be below this low because this low is going, right? Simple as, right? Say your counter, right? You always want to be thinking, okay, I have no idea at this point in time whether this high is going or not. So I'm going to look for a level of supply here. If you think you're in a potential reversal zone, you can take like 50% there, or you can wait and you can try and take out that high, right? Or sorry, you can take like full profits here, or you can partial, basically, right? But yeah, pro trend, you're always looking at lows. To be honest, I don't really have rules around that. It's just, it depends what the market does. You know, like here, so the trade I took here, right? My first zone for partials was below this low. I closed like 3 of these positions at the next demand level. This one, I just, kept closing on the way down, like taking volume off as soon as I saw a reaction to something. Depends how strong your mindset is, right? Like by the time that that hit 1 to 400, I had 5% volume on it. Right now I've got like, after we started seeing all this reversal shit at the bottom, I've got like 1% left on it. Right, there's not much left on it now, but it's still, you know, that 1% is still, well, I don't know how much return on investment. I'm too tired for math at the moment. Yeah, because mate, we trap ourselves. This is it, right? We think we know better, right? Mate, I'm as guilty as anyone else of doing it. Like literally as guilty as anyone else. I just get away with it more because I understand that, you know, like in a counter trend market, right? You know, like here. No, I'm at my brother's, mate. So it's not struggling. But yeah, like I understand that here, right? I'm not trying to buy at these lows, right? Because these lows are weak, right? So I'm just waiting for a run on these lows, like here, right? I'm waiting for like a low over here to be taken out and then buying back up, right? That's the thing, is understanding, like, do not trade. I don't know how to explain this properly, right? But basically, if you're bearish, right, do not buy from weak lows, wait for a run on the low, and then you can trade the pullback. Right? I mean, you always saw like the trades I took last month, right? Like, oh, well, no, this month still, but yeah. Any of the longs are generally after, are generally after, is it easier to see for everyone on the laptop? Yeah. Yeah, cool. All right. I'll do Zooms on the laptop from now. It's fine. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, basically, yeah. Like, enjoyed watching my pullback trades. I didn't. Somehow managed to get away with it, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, but you do get some good pullbacks, right? Like this pullback here, I've got like 200R out of, like, you know, and then you catch the bottom here. This is the point of buying at levels like this, right? Is the fact that you are eventually going to get a move like this, right? And, you know, we might be seeing this, you know, if this low goes now, I would still classify this as the 4H lower high. So if this low goes, I would say, you know, we've got that, and I would be expecting this low getting taken out. Right. Yeah, I mean, at the moment we've got pretty decent bullish structure. We've definitely got a strong low here, so I'd be happy to take hedges long from here as well. But I'd be taking this trade here, thinking, you know, we're gonna have a push down to take out the lows and this demand level to the left. Right. Buying at the idea. You want to be buying at the idea of this being the new lower high into new, yeah, exactly, yeah, like you want to be buying here, like if you're bearish, right, this is what you want to catch, right, if you're going to trade longs. I mean, yeah, like obviously after a shift here, but yeah, something like that, right, instead of buying here, right, because this is a point of liquidity, a weak low, whatever you want to call it, that's getting run. Right, and then we'll see a shift here. The market will pull back in to form a new lower high. Right, so then we can trade that trade there. Right. Yeah, considering the fact we are safe with approaching trades, it's probably a stupid idea. Yeah, I don't know. I like trading pullbacks, to be honest, but that's me. I like the challenge of it. But yeah, like if you just want to make trading as simple and as profitable as you can for your risk on them, like for your return on investment, not necessarily overall R or whatever, right? Literally just trade pro trend trades. Don't trade anything else. All right. Your trades will be fewer, right? But they will be higher R. They will be they will be, you'll have a higher strike rate, all of that sort of stuff, right? Yeah, I was thinking about trying to like set up a little challenge for everyone, including myself, like something like, I don't know, maybe we'll do it like second week of next year, something like that. But we'll do like maybe a half weekly challenge or something, like going, okay, I don't want to see anyone trade anything that's pro trend, or I don't want to see anyone that's trade anything that's counter trend. Like set up little goals like that, right? Sam, I win straight. Yeah, I'm straight, mate. Are you asking me out for dinner or like? Sorry. But yeah. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, like just that real importance, and that's why I say going back to structure, like just back to structure, like literally forget everything else you know. For if you're struggling with anything, right, forget everything else you know. Go and learn to read structure first and foremost, right? Like Pete's done. Like if you look at his progress on structure, now he's moved on to POIs, right? But he spent like a good month just doing structure, right? Understanding that. And it's why we give you those rules around, like, 40 pips is 4/8 swing structure, 100 pips is daily swing structure, right? 13 pips is whatever the other time frame we use structure is, 15 minute. But yeah, it's super powerful, super powerful. There's nothing defines a market like structure, nothing, right? And it's all like, yeah, it's all different names for the same shit, right? Like it's just how we view buyers and sellers. That's it, right? But I believe it's the most powerful concept, right? Because everyone's like going, oh, how did I come up with numbers? Yeah, literally just like what I noticed over time. I was like, oh, okay. I went back over a bunch of, it was one week when I kept getting on the wrong side, because I was looking at like stuff like, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what I was looking at, but yeah, like stuff like this going, oh, that swing structure, and then kept getting on the wrong side of stuff. And I was like, this is dumb. I need a way to classify this. So I just went back over a bunch of like proper structure, basically measured it all, and they should be pinned somewhere. I don't know whether they're in the PDF or not. But yeah, they should be pinned in one of the channels, mate. But yeah, super like simple concept, right? Maybe, yeah, like it's definitely the most important concept you'll ever learn, really. Reading proper market intentions and multi-time frame structural analysis, right? Like proper multi-time frame, like understanding how daily 4H and thingy aligns. Yeah, we should do that for other pairs, really. I know Jimbo did some, it's pinned somewhere. What he worked out a really clever way of doing it based on like ADR or something like that. And GU was about 1.5, 1.6 times EU, something like that. Tag him in a question and ask him. He figured out a really, really simple, really clever way of doing it, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, you're here. Hi, mate. But yeah, no, it was super. I was actually quite, oh, fucking hell, clever guy. But yeah, and it was based on ADR, right? I think. I'm going to take that as a yes. But yeah, does anyone have any questions about that? No, I noticed lately that in Asia, Frankfurt open bullish. How would you know which one has the right move? Well, this is where you have to take the higher time frame into account, right? Is remember that CHOCH is not structure, right? CHOCH is a changes in order flow, like shifts. So we might see, you know, like 15M structure is something like this, right? Yeah, we can have a change of character up here. That does not mean that this low is gone, right? That means that likely, because this is our higher low, right, we're going to see this get respected, right? And we'll see a realignment there. But yeah, generally, yeah, so yeah, exactly. Like a CHOCH can be just to pull back, right? But we need to see a change of character to cause any continued move in the market. The first sign you're going to see is a change of character, basically. A reversal, essentially, right? And it's just, yeah, like it's a 15M continuation and LTF reversal, right? We're always trading some fucking form of reversal, pretty much. Well, I always am. I don't, because I'm not the best at trading continuations personally. But yeah, that is trade here, right? Super simple trade. Like I took on thingy, and then yeah, being a dumbass, spent the rest of the day trying to sell, right? When if you just look, right? But here we get, I think that's structure. That's a decent pullback, I remember. Yeah, right. So this fits everything we look at for a higher low, right? Yeah, exactly. Tried selling. Yeah, exactly. And look what the market did. Just continued because it's bullish, right? All we're doing is fighting structure, right? But here we get a break of structure. We have a demand level that breaks structure, right? Like it's so simple, right? Everyone's up here selling up here going, oh yeah, like all of this is going, all of this is going on. It's fucking not. Like it's just not, right? Someone has spent billions on that. Right? Imagine how much money that move costs someone. Right? They're not letting that get taken out, right? And then yeah, we come into the doji, right? So we're bullish. So yeah, again, if we look here, right, we're bearish on 4H, but we've broken a low, right? So we're expecting a pullback, right? We've got bullish 15M structure, so we're seeing this, right? So this is what we're expecting, and all we're looking for is this realignment down here, right? What happens? Well, there's our thingy. No, I didn't, mate. Yeah, I'm sure it is, to be honest. And there's no comms on indices either, right? As far as I'm aware. But yeah, here we get structural realignment. Yeah, it can happen, mate. You can be better at one thing than the other. Better as long as like one trick. I mean, this is I don't do this because I'd probably get this wrong, but yeah, exactly that. Literally that, mate. If you go here and you can go invert scale here, there you go, you're selling again, right? Just make sure you click the right fucking button, because I know I wouldn't. That's why I don't do it. But yeah, I like this trade. Sorry, it has no inducement. Yeah, you've got everything. You've got everything else in line, right? You don't like, this is why like liquidity to me isn't always the best thing, right? It's not a factor. Like I'll happily take a trade without inducement personally. All right, yeah, just because of the rest of the picture, mate, because we're so low, because of the demand zone we're bouncing off, because of all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, does that make sense to everyone? I'm going to try. I was having a chat with Scott, and he was saying it'd be good if I could post a few more charts about, like, yeah, more sort of, I guess, POI forecasting-y stuff. And I will try to be a bit more diligent with it. A lot of my stuff is the thing is I'll just see a reaction and I won't necessarily have the area marked up or whatever, but I'll go and find it backwards as well. Do you know what I mean? Like this trade here, right? It was the reaction that drew me to it, right? It was like, okay, cool. What have I seen? You know, like as soon as I see a reaction like this, I'm like, well, why the fuck is that happening? You know, why has this just stopped here? Oh, okay. Oh, right. We've got break structure. We've got this. We've got this. We've got this. Yeah, cool. Perfect. I'll hit that. Right. But yeah, I'll try to be a bit more diligent with levels as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like that's how I trade a lot, is I will just wait and see a reaction, because it's fucking hard to, sometimes it's very complex to break down all of the POIs, and then you get like that confirmation bias as well, right? Of, oh, I'm only like, all I want to see is this, right? Like, yeah, I have specific POIs like that for sure. I'll be a bit more diligent, or I'll try to be a bit more diligent. You know what I'm like, a bit of a scatterbrain a lot of the time, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. As long as you mark up the full ranges, right? Like that's a lot of it. It's like, okay, cool. Here we've got our full range. Now let's see what it reacts to in here, right? Because this quite as easily could have come down to like something in here, right? Potentially, you know, it comes down to something in this extreme here. We've got like a little sort of, there's going to be like 30-second or 15-second structure down here, right? Look, we've got like relative equal lows here, right? There's a break there. This could just as easily have come down to here, right? But it didn't. It gave a reaction here that was sustained, right? And you can go, you've got time to go that. Sometimes in trading PT, I cannot catch the move because there is no 1M chotch. Is it safe to rely on 5-second chalk only? Well, yeah, I do. If you're pro trend, yeah, that's why we do the refinements and stuff like that, mate, right? Like that's all to do with saying, okay, we have hit a 1M level within a 15M level within a 4H level, blah, 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 blah. Cool. That's a very, yeah, here, yeah, exactly. Like this is perfectly safe to trade on 5S for me. Right, like, because here, well, even here, you probably do get an entry, mate. Like you usually do. It's just people now, right, go, oh, Sam's in a trade's fucked off. Yeah, no, that's not the case, right? Look, let's see, right? Okay, cool. Now we've got a change of character, right? What have we got down here? This. We've basically got this whole range, right? So we can wait again for something to happen in here. The market comes down, no change of character yet. Does that give us a shift above that high, or the trade at equals? That looks like it trades just above. What's the high on that? 65.0. Yeah, so that trades just above, entry in here somewhere. You know, and off the market goes. Right? Just being patient. Don't expect anything. Like this is the key, right? Do not fucking expect react. Right? You're expecting something to happen that you have no idea where the price is going. So I know you think I fucking know if price is going to the extreme or not. Do I fuck? Like I'm just good at reacting to stuff. I make quick decisions and I get them right. You know what I mean? Like, but here I'd just be saying like this to me would be, okay, cool. Price is given a change of character here. Right. I'll scale in here. Right. Perfect. Wicked. Amazing. Right, cool. We catch the bottom of that, 1 pip stop, you know, hey ho. Okay, cool. I've taken a break even. Right, fuck it. Where's the next entry? Okay, cool. I see something else down here. Right, let's go. Even here, we get another break here. Where's the demand zone that broke the high? Well, it's here. There's your entry. Right, there's multiple entries into every single trade. It's just being patient, right, and letting it develop. Right, like here, right, you have not, just because you've seen this, you have not missed this trade. This trade is still on, right? You are still waiting. Like the target is this high at the moment, right? That's the week high, right? So here we could get in here. I mean, even that you'd actually stay in if you caught like the bottom of that. Whether you would or not, you'd probably get in up here somewhere. But yeah, and if you take a break even, you just get back in later. You know, hey ho, such as like that live video I did. What did I took like 3 fucking break evens in a row. You know. We don't always get it right. We tried to trade a $2 trillion a day market with 1 pip stop losses. It's fucking stupid, right? We're gonna get stopped. We're gonna get break evens. We're gonna get shit like that. Always, right? But yeah, just yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Damon was doing some stuff about this. Did you share that with everyone yet, Damon, or not? Yeah, cool. Yeah, Damon did some really good math around that. Yeah. No, I don't. I know my stops always stay open. Yeah. Like I get my risk off and then it's done. I just leave my stop open. No, I mean that 400 fucking trade does my stop's still open on it. Like I just yeah, as long as your risk is off, then you're good. That's the whole point of the way we remove risk, is that you can leave your stop open, right? Because say you did catch this here, right? And let's just say, say you took it with a 1.2 pip stop, right? Your risk is off here, right? And then the market comes back down, it doesn't stop you out here, right? Yeah. But yeah, that's how I manage. But yeah, Damon did some good math around all of that sort of shit. But yeah, guys, cool. I hope that makes sense. Have a lovely Sunday, and I will catch you all later on today and next week, right? I'll get this uploaded relatively quickly as well. So cool. Peace and love, guys. Have a good one, all right? Bye.